Please let us rise and welcome His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Uku Akolopolo Ewa Enogidi Gan Oba no Haimwete Oba no Boriri Nedo Noba Wehia Mohae Oba Ewa Enogiva Uku Akolopolo Oba Oba Tokpe Oba na yemire tagaye were Oba ne gyo yariedo makomo marowe Oba na yemire tagaye were mani nedo mi pedi mi porudu wa go sonya me ka gedo mo dogo no ga fi ma ye pesuta iyare yaro mo go Oba na yemire tagaye were
Shall we have the national anthem, please? Shall we please rise to sing the national anthem? Shall we all rise, please? Umogu atokpe Oba nu poriri nedo Obedo no hamwete Ayemire mini
Oh yeah. Good afternoon. Here is a warm welcome to the ancient city of Benin, the heartbeat of the nation, the land of culture, the home of the revered monarch, His Royal Majesty Oba Ewa Enogidigan II, the 40th Oba of Benin. We are reaching you live precisely from the palace of the Oba, a stone's throw from the Obaburame Square, that's at the popular ring road. It's the making of history here today. We're witnessing the return of a rare artifact, Okoko, a cockerel, one of the over 1,000 artifacts carted away in the 1897 invasion of Benin Empire by the British. These artifacts were recently returned by Jesus College of Cambridge University and the University of Aberdeen, Scotland. The return of Okoko to the palace of the Oba, where they were originally taken from, followed directive of President Muhammadu Buhari. So today we are going to be witnessing twin celebrations, handing over of the artifact, and of course the 5th coronation anniversary of the Oba of Benin. We'll also be seeing display of the rich culture and tradition of this kingdom. I am Agatha Egwari Ojo. My senior colleague Ogochukuka Ona will be joining me shortly to guide you through this train. Again, welcome on board, as we say in our local parlance here, Wabukia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the next item on the program, which is the breaking of kola nuts. Oba Atokpe, we are on the program breaking of kola nuts, and I'd like to hand over the microphone to the ESL of Benin.
The double celebration here, the 5th coronation anniversary of Oba Ewai. It was on October 20, 2016. He took over the throne of his fathers, and the celebration of his 50th anniversary was postponed to honor the late business mogul, Captain Idahosa Ukumbo, popularly called Captain Hosa, who the Oba has described as an illustrious son. The city is wearing a cultural look. There are posters on major streets and roads like the Airport Road and the Obaburame Square. That's the popular ring road for the ceremony. The posters, you have paintings of Obaburame, who was king when the British invaded Benin Kingdom in 1897 and carted away thousands of artworks that are now, through a series of efforts and engagements spanning years, are coming back home to where the region originally belonged. Also, you have pictures of Obas from Oba Eweka, who reigned after Oba Burame's death in 1914, and then Oba Erediawa, father of the current Oba of Benin. We are having 4 generations being celebrated here today.
Oba Atokpe, Umogun Atokpe, Otue, Noriso Egbe, Ekame.
Palace chiefs there paying homage to the Oba.
Enigie, Ade do Tumogun, Enigie.
Now the turn of Eniges to pay homage to the Oba of Benin. This group, they are the heads of the various communities in the 7 local government areas that constitute Benin Kingdom.
Umogun Atokpe, Adimila, Ike Jorisa, Oba Nowo Duawi Akpamuna, Ewa Ogidigan Atokpe, Ibi Oba, Wado Tue Umogun.
Various groups there coming to pay homage to the Oba. It's been 5 years he took on the throne of his ancestors, and 5 years he has made and given so much push for the return of artifacts carted away in 1897. Already we're reaping from these efforts with the return of what we'll see here shortly on. And since he ascended the throne of his forefathers, he has made series of changes in his kingdom. One of those, he placed the course on perpetrators of human trafficking and native doctors who administer oaths of secrecy on victims. He also nullified all oaths of secrecy administered on victims of human trafficking, encouraging them to speak out. This was done to put an end to human trafficking and erase the statistics that put Edo high as sponsors.
We call on the Hausa community
more groups
to pay homage to the Hope Leopard. Hausa community, please.
All right, we're having more groups come out to pay homage to the king. And here in the van, I'm joined by Chief Charles Uwensui Edosoma, S.A.N., Obasui of Benin. He will be telling us more about this program today. Good afternoon, sir. You're welcome on board.
Thank you.
All right, can you give us a brief of the journey so far regarding the return of these artifacts?
Well, as you can see, today represents what we may call a significant point in the journey for the return or the repatriation of looted artifacts. Artifacts that were stolen from Benin, whose provenance go back to 1897 when the British came here and invaded Benin. And this battle has been on right from when the looting happened. We have it on good sources that Bayawaka II, who became Oba in 1914, immediately started asking for his things back. You know, that agitation was continued by Akenzwa, Bayawaka's son, who also agitated, and on account of that, the beaded ceremonial dress of the Oba was returned in 1936. You know, and a great festival or great festivities like that is happening in Benin now. Happened on the return of the beaded dress, ceremonial dress, when it came in 1936. And since then, we had return from private collections. The Egogo was brought here. The Aniamoro was also received by Obaediawa. And now the big return that has been with Jesus College, Cambridge, all this while since 1950, I think, but looted, or since 1912, if I recall correctly, but whose provenance also go back to the 1897 invasion. Is one of the things we are receiving today. Also, the Oba's head, which also got from Aberdeen, Scotland, is also being returned. You can see that the ambassador, the High Commissioner, Nigerian High Commissioner of the UK, is here. He was the one who, with the National Commission for Museums and Monuments, were the celebrities, Nigerian heavyweights that were with us in Cambridge, and his representative with us in Aberdeen. You know, so there are just two items that are coming today, but there is a symbol, you know, of the ones out there that were still battling to bring. Honorable, there are thousands of Benin. Benin is known for its bronzes, you know, that are masterpieces all over the world. There's a project called Digital Benin, which is part of the Benin Dialogue Group that has mapped Benin bronze works or looted art all over the world. And if you look at the map, the global map of the travels of these bronze art, you'll find some in New Zealand, as far away as New Zealand. Of course, a lot of them are in Britain, all over Europe, Japan, as well as in America. So today is a significant day for Benin.
Thank you very much.
But a lot of these things that were looted
are
not just art. They are objects of spiritual significance,
now we are going to
religious significance, and matters of record keeping.
By
you know,
man
I mean,
who is very familiar with
our carvings also kept records for us. If, for instance, if it were at this time and the Pope visits Benin, a plaque will be made to represent the Pope coming to see the Oba. Just like you see in many of the plaques, you see Portuguese monsignors, Portuguese priests, Portuguese soldiers with their arquebuses, you know, with Obaesige. You see all of them there. Those are matters of record keeping. And I keep saying, studies haven't been made enough. As I keep saying, studies haven't been made enough. You know, until the Rosetta Stone was found in Egypt, the language that we now call the writing, the scripting that is now called hieroglyphics, we just gibberish. It didn't make any sense, you know. But no, so it is not just a matter of art. These things have spiritual significances. They have, of course, there are beautification significances. In that wise, we may find some art pieces. There are also matters of record keeping. To why they are rendered in artistic form, you know, they have multiple significances.
Okay, now recently these looted artifacts and their return back to base, that's to the palace or to Benin where they were taken from, has been so much on the news. Why is this so?
Well, why wouldn't it be? I mean, 1897 was a significant year in the life of Benin Kingdom. 1890, we're still looking for closure to 1897.
That's over 124 years.
Yes, indeed. From being an empire, we became a small part of Nigeria. I mean, why wouldn't it be that significant? You know, Nigeria with all its problems today, we're not minding the fact that we're part of Nigeria, but that was an epochal event, you know, that changed the fortunes of Benin. And to rub salt into the wound, they looted all the things that meant a lot to us. These things we're talking about are the things that signpost us to the world. You know, they're the ones that define us as Benin people. You know, I mean, everybody who curate them, everybody who keeps them, everybody who display them, know about us as Benin people. Where should they be? They should be in their place of nativity, in Benin City. You know, and the ones that were looted from the Oba, in the Oba's palace. And fortunately, the Oba is building a museum. He's going to build a museum called the Benin Royal Museum, where when these things come, they will be displayed for public enlightenment, public enjoyment, and for study. You know, so just outside the grounds of the palace, there you see the grounds that have been allotted for the construction of this Benin Royal Museum. So it's of great significance to us, and happily, you can see that everybody is joining us in our joys. The High Commissioner is here himself, carrying the message of the President, carrying out the mandate of the President to formally bring these things to us. You know, and for that, we can't be too grateful to the President of Nigeria for his foremost interest in this. You can see the Emir of Kano also there, you know, coming to rejoice with his brother King. You know, because we must all come together to fight this war, to make those who are holding and looted things not dictate to us how we will have our things back. A thief can never have any property in a stolen property. For them to come and start dictating to all the terms of which we will have them back. Anyway, the war is on, the battle is on, and the fight is on. But the fight didn't just start today. It started from the time of when Abayawake II, you know, came on his throne, continued by his son Kenzo, continued by his son Abayawake, and now his son Abayawake II is in full reign on the matter of the return of the artifacts.
So it's indeed a celebration of kings.
It is a celebration of culture, celebration of Benin in all its glory and all its qualifications, that presents it to the world as an old and great civilization. Not just a civilization, a great civilization that is mystifying the world, that has made our words coveted by those who think they are the owners of this world. The great powers of the world covet Benin art. What does that make us? Great people, a great civilization.
I know you travel a lot. How do you feel when you see these artworks displayed?
It's always a mixed feeling. It's always a mixed feeling. One of pride that this is us. These things were rendered by us. You know, as an expression of our Beninness. You know, expression of the essences of us as a people. You know, but sad again in the sense that these things should be in their nativity. They should be in Benin. They remind us of our defeat in 1897, of our humiliation, our rape in 1897, the invasive intrusion into our lives that we were living peacefully in 1897. So those are the feelings I get each time I see these things at the Smithsonian, at the museums in Vienna, the museums in Hamburg, the national galleries in England, all the other museums I've been to, you know, and you just can't get over it. You are happy, yeah, that this you are seeing familiar objects, you know, far away from home, but you are sad that look, these things were taken from us when we had the uninvited guests coming to Benin to invade us in 1897. When we didn't do them anything, we didn't want any war with them.
Just before I let you go, I just want to know what significance is this artworks to African art.
Well, African art has been first of all, these works are highly representative of the uniqueness of African art. You know, African art mostly are in symbolisms, and they mystify the world, and they have gone ahead to be great inspirations to the great artists. Picasso, for instance, you know, if you look at Picasso's works, you know, Picasso wished, I'm sure he probably wished he were African, you know, and his themes were from African masks, African sculptures, or African shrines, or name it. You know, that is where he got his inspirations from. You know, and for us being in the forefront of that wellspring that gave inspirations to great artists, I think we should be celebrated.
All right. It's been 5 years of Obaiwai on the throne. What's it?
5 years? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. In those 5 short years, a lot has happened in Benin. Obaiwai came with a different stamp of authority. Immediately he came, he ascended the throne running. The riffraff that used to think that they were controlling the community, they've all been packed and bagged. You know, I mean, before the Obaiwai came, some of those people, you couldn't buy a piece of land in Benin without fearing that it's going to be sold to somebody else, or they're not going to buy it 3 times. But now, because there were people who banded themselves into some terrorist groups or some very intimidating groups who called themselves CDAs, Community Development Associations, they were no development in their agenda at all. They were just land grabbers, you know, land profiteers and all that. And some of them went as far as committing murders. The Oba came in. The first thing he did was he gave a royal decree against this people. And I can tell you now that problem has all but gone in Benin. In fact, we will now hear them in exceptional circumstances. And you know, the Oba does not. He doesn't stand for injustice. He does not stand for injustice. If you are close to him, then you better be straight. He doesn't. There's no hiding under his shadow for you to commit crimes. I can tell you that people from the palace who have misbehaved have been taken up by the law. To tell you that he's quite serious about, reining in undue youthful exuberance and criminality.
All right, thank you so much, Chief Charles Unwensu Edosonwa. Thank you so much, the Obasi of Benin Kingdom. Thank you for your time here.
Thank you.
All right.
In 1897, when the Benin artifacts were taken away from Benin Kingdom, sovereignty was vested in Benin Kingdom under the leadership of the then Oba of Benin, Owonawe Nogbaisi. The same sovereignty was then vested in respective kingdoms and its respective traditional rulers in the present day Nigeria. This explains why these artifacts are still being referred to as Benin bronzes up to the present day. Sovereignty is, however, currently vested in the Federal Republic of Nigeria by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Hence,
the legal and physical possession of the artifacts by the Federal Republic of Nigeria under the leadership of Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My presence in Benin Kingdom today is in fulfillment of the desire and the express directive of Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to return the repossessed artifacts to where they originally belong. Let me read that again for clarity. My presence in Benin Kingdom today is in fulfillment of the desire and express directive of Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to return the repossessed artifacts to where they originally belong. Thank you very much. The present administration places much emphasis on the return of Nigerian artifacts to their original home. Hence, the painstaking efforts of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, along with the tireless commitment of the National Commission for Museums and Monuments to attain this presidential directive and mandate. At this junction, it is pertinent to acknowledge the synergy of the Edo State government, along with the dogged determination of the Oba of Benin and the entire people of Benin Kingdom in their sustained campaign for the return of Benin bronzes. History will judge them aright in many instances. Kabiyesi, chiefs, and the entire people of Benin Kingdom, now the task and the challenge has been thrown to the community. The task ahead on our part is to ensure that these highly prized objects are preserved in accordance with global best practices. This will undoubtedly assist in the sustained campaign to return and repossess the remaining Benin artifacts and other Nigerian artifacts, indeed African artifacts domiciled across the globe currently. Eminent personalities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to legally transfer the two repossessed Benin artifacts, namely the Cockerel bronze statue, Okuko, and the ancestral head statue, Elao. Did I get it? Lao. To the Oba of Benin Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedo Oku Akpolokpolo Ewuare II, on behalf of Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I must say that as of today, we are doing the legal transfer, which invariably means that wherever that object is, it becomes the legal object being owned by the people of the Benin Kingdom under the leadership of the Oba. But given the fact that United Kingdom has certain laws that guides the removal of objects from UK, we are just going through documentation. As I talk to you, I'm in possession of those objects. And after documentation, they will be brought here directly. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The artifacts, for sure, will return to the kingdom. And of course, we are happy. We are in celebration. Your Majesty, the most powerful king of West Africa. There are only two kingdoms in the world right now: Great Benin and Great Britain. And that relationship today is what we are marking the event Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the event we are celebrating today actually began in 1888 when Oba Ovorame mounted the throne of Great Benin Kingdom. That same year, in history of the world, a scientist in England discovered a refined way of locomotion by tire. And there was need to look into the forest zones of Africa to get raw material for the tire industry. And thereupon, Vice-Consul Galloway came to Benin to orally demonstrate how rubber can make tire. And the process of handing over is beginning right away. I'd like to call the attention of the Director General, National Commission for Museums and Monuments, to do some necessary duties. Oba Atokpe. I also like to call on Chief Charles Edosowan San, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Oba Atokpe. I'd like to call Prince Aratise Diawa to do the necessary documentation appendages. It's the turn of the DG, National Commission for Museums and Monuments.
Please, those using phone cameras, leave this environment. We are overcrowding this place. Please. Oba Atokpe. Now that we have heard the various persons signing, it's now time to invite our royal father, Omonobanedo Kwapolopolo, to please, at this point, append his very, very prestigious signature on the documents. We are witnessing the very important documentation. Now our royal father is appending his very highly prized signature on the documents. Very highly prized signature on the documents. Today, history is being made in Benin City, in Nigeria. And I celebrate all those who are here today for finding time to come and witness His Royal Majesty is on his feet. Can we all be upstanding, please? His Royal Majesty, our highly revered father, is now appending his very prestigious signature on the documents. We're all witnessing this very wonderful event here today. This event, I'm sure, will last forever in our memories because it's one of such in a lifetime. When these things left Benin, I'm sure not many of us here was born, because I'm not sure too many of us here have reached the very centennial age of 100. But for those who have reached that, congratulations.
Yes. He has appended the signature on relevant documents before the handing over the artifacts.
Your Royal Majesty, on behalf of Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have the honor and privilege to transfer these repossessed artifacts to you legally. So help me God. Ọba Àtọ́pẹ́ Ìyára Ọmọogun Ìyára DJ, please bring it down. Bring it down.
The Nigerian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, there.
What we are witnessing today is very
presenting the documents to the Oba of Benin on behalf of the President, Muhammadu Buhari. And he has brought the message of the President that he places emphasis on the return of the artworks. And he has also emphasized the need for prayer, proper preservation, and care for the artworks. Now, after this process, the artifacts will be handed over to the Oba for keeps.
And all other agencies of security. You are welcome. God bless you.
The Oba is about to address the people.
This is an exception to the rule. So I'm grateful to God Almighty, grateful to our ancestors for this very, very auspicious occasion. Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy, very happy to welcome you all to the 5th anniversary of my ascension to the throne of my forefathers as the 40th Oba of Benin in a continuous dynasty which dates back to the 1170. So just think about how far back that is, 1170. I'm indeed very, very glad because many of you, like my brother here, have traveled long distances to honor our invitation, and His Excellency, the Honorable, the High Commissioner to the UK, flew all the way from the United Kingdom to the ancient kingdom of Benin. He has not rested for 1 second. on the directive, to comply with the directive of Mr. President, that he must be here today. So when he said he's coming here today, I said he was going to leave today at the end of this event. I said, no, by royal decree, I kept him here. So I said he will not leave till tomorrow. So he's here, we have to entertain him, we have to spoil him a little bit. He's also a chief, so we have to spoil him. So when he gets back to his domain, he can report back to the traditional ruler there that the Oba of Benin really spoiled him. We will pamper him. We will pamper him a lot. As I said, he made a request, which I will not divulge. He made a request, a very, very private request. Looking into that, considering all that. This anniversary celebration should have held on October 20th, which is also my birthday. But in Benin tradition, you do not discuss the Oba's birthday at all. It's not a matter for discussion. But modern day now, everything is all in the internet and option. We have no option but to recognize that day. But my birthday also was unique because it coincided with the coronation day as well. So both of them are usually celebrated together by the grace of God. This was postponed due to certain reasons. Today is an auspicious and historic moment in the history of Benin Kingdom. I have reason to be quite emotional about this moment. But however, we shall do all the needful and carry on as much as possible. It marks a watershed in our efforts to retrieve the bronzes, ivories, and other works of art which were removed from this palace in 1897. Other works of art, religious, spiritual, and aesthetic significance to Benin were removed from this palace in 1897. Today, though, is not a day to open old wounds. We all know our history very well and the unfortunate events of 1897. Numerous scholars of Benin history and Benin arts and artifacts have written extensively about the very advanced administrative, technological, and artistic prowess of the Benin people, as we can remember. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not our intention now to dwell on the past. Rather, we wish to be forward-looking and discuss the subject of restitution and compensation for the act that happened in the past. The celebration of this, my 5th coronation anniversary, coincides with a major event today. Today we have in our midst the Nigerian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Ambassador Sarafa Tunji Ishola, a diplomat extraordinary of much experience. I am sure that most of us follow the recent local and international media coverage of the return of the two ancient bronze wars from UK universities, which he himself has already told us about in his speech. These bronzes are a corporal of Okba from Jesus College, Cambridge University, and an ancestral head of Umwilao from the University of Aberdeen, Scotland. It is indeed a great thing to witness this desirable turn of history. Ambassador Ishola led the federal government's delegation and my delegation to receive the bronzes from these great institutions. These This is in line with the understanding we have with the federal government to help retrieve our artifacts from various places overseas. The federal government will in turn transfer retrieved artifacts to the palace of the Oba of Benin. You heard it yourself from the horse's mouth. I am here with the support of my great ancestors to sign the relevant deed of transfer on behalf of my people. I would like to thank His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for graciously directing the return of these recently retrieved artifacts to their rightful place. The Benin royal family, through the federal government of Nigeria, has been asking relentlessly for the return of the artifacts removed from Benin. Many of these artifacts transcend mere art. They are in very many cases objects of religious significance to us. In 1935, my revered grandfather, His Royal Majesty Oba Kenzwa II, made the earliest request by asking for the return of 2 brass tools in the Berlin Museum. This Berlin Museum, that's in Germany. This was long before Nigeria even became independent. The originals have still not been returned. However, in 1938, my grandfather, His Royal Majesty Oba Kenzwa II, successfully had a coral bead coronation regalia returned by the British government. Upon presentation of the regalia to him, my grandfather was said to have rendered the song in joy while rising from the throne to receive it.
Obi gbeni sagele mayo, emayo sagele mayo, obi gbeni sagele mayo, emayo sagele mayo. Ọba Tópẹ́.
Performance by Oba Ewai II Academy for Performing Arts, depicting Queen Idia, the mother of Oba Esige, who ruled from 1504 to 1550. She was said to have played a very significant role in the rise and reign of her son, Oba Esige. History has it that she was a great warrior who fought relentlessly before and during her son's reign. 4 cast bronze heads of Queen Idia are currently in the collections of the British Museum in London, the World Museum in Liverpool, the Nigerian National Museum in Lagos, and the Ethnological Museum of Berlin.
Great and noble audience, join me as I guide you carefully into history to learn from the virtues of this great woman African history has recorded. Idia Niyesige is renowned for her exemplary character. She is bold, strong, passionate, dynamic, selfless and fearless. A proactive individual, success-driven, and above all, an epitome of inward and outward beauty. She is Idia Niyesige. This afternoon, we are privileged to see history unfold as we watch one of her many past success stories as she lead the Benin army to war with the Ida people of present-day Kogi State. Please sit back, relax, and have fun. Ọba Tópẹ́.
different people paying homage to the Oba of Benin. We have seen the Unoji from Edo Central, that's traditional rulers from Esan lands, also heads of security agencies in Edo State, or individuals paying homage to the Oba. Right now you're seeing a Nupe cultural troupe performing also to pay homage to the Oba. 124 years ago, history was made when the British invaded Benin Empire, cutting away artworks. Today, history is made with the return of these artworks. For Edo people, this is worth celebrating, and look forward to return of more of these artifacts. And of course, the Benin Royal Museum, to be built right here in the Palace of the Oba of Benin, will house these artworks. The celebration continues, but we draw the curtain here on this live telecast. I am Agatha Igwarojo on behalf of the outside broadcast crew. Thank you for watching. We now hand you over to a network for more programs coming on nationwide. Good afternoon.